No, I've been here now 21 years, originally born in Boston and grew up in DC, and just always wanted to come and live here as being Jewish, and it was so special to come and help build the industry here and be one of the founding fathers of this industry. It's been great. I came here after high school, 19 to 22, I was in the Army, and when I got back, it was in '87. It was peaking. The microbrewery industry. There was this whole renaissance of flavors. I was in Baltimore at a small brew pub called Sisson's, and I tasted a blueberry ale, and I fell off my chair. I was like, "Wow, this is so delicious! I have to bring this back to Israel." And I never drank beer growing up. Coors, Miller, Schlitz, even the Canadians, Moosehead, Molson, Labatt's. I just never really got into it, and I tasted this beer and I was like, wow, this can be really, really fun. I didn't know beer could be so much fun. I spent a year working in a small microbrewery called Oxford Brewing Company in Baltimore, and they did open fermenters. It was great. And got my education, built my business plan, came back here to Israel, and it took almost 20 years since I came back to get this up and running. A lot of persistence, and we just kept banging on the wall and banging on it until finally we were able to get operationally sound and start making fresh beer all the time and keep it fun. Here in Israel, craft brewing scene is very, very small compared to the United States or anywhere else really. We have about 10 players here in Israel making great fresh beer. We've been open now 9 years, and it's exciting because it's always hot here. Here in Israel, it's 95% of the time it's beer drinking weather, and we're 15 minutes off the beach where I am now. If you're in Tel Aviv, you're a 5-minute walk from the beach, and nothing goes better than hot summer days or hot days in the Holy Land with cold brew. Perfect. But what's interesting about the Israeli market is we're so well traveled. The Israelis love to travel. When they get out of the Army, it's mandatory Army service here. So when you're 21, 22 and you get out of the Army, you just want to go have some fun. So Israeli youth, they spend years traveling the world. They love to travel, and with that they become relatively sophisticated and they develop all sorts of tastes, and then when they come back they want to see it here as well. The younger generation is drinking much more compared to their parents, but it's so exciting here. The vibration is a very high vibration, and people are always having a good time, and it's just amazing. Here in Israel, you open the tap and sometimes you get desalinated water, sometimes you get water from the Kinneret Lake, Kinneret up north, and sometimes you get aquifer water from under the ground. So because the water changes all the time, we have a nice water system here, a water softener, charcoal filter, sedimentation filter, and reverse osmosis. We basically break it down to zero, and then we build it back up with calcium sulfate, COSO4, to get as close to Czech water, Irish water, English water, wherever we're doing. All of these tanks from here on over are all locally produced, which is really, really nice. These are my newest boys. This was so exciting. We had to raise the roof last Passover, and we dropped these big boys in about 2.5, 3 months ago. These I can put in 4 batches, so I put in 5,600 liters of beer, 5,600 liters into these tanks, and it's so exciting to see, going from these little teeny boys to these bigger boys. And hopefully in a few months we'll be ordering more tanks and fill up this space with more tanks. Very, very exciting, just the growth that we're doing. I like to experiment with 1,200 liters at a time. We're working on a really fun project with an herbalist up north, and he's trying to figure out how to make some healthy beers. So actually next week we're going to be mixing a whole bunch of fun herbs into some batches. I give my brewers a lot of freedom to play. I want it really interesting and fun for them all the time. It gets a little boring. I also let them do a lot of home brewing as well. They take product home and play with it. If the customers like it, then we can bring it on as a full-timer. But I always prefer to have the customer keep coming back. We just did something for Hanukkah, did a Happy Hanukkah. We did that once, and everyone's like, give it to me again, give it to me again. I'm like, no way, man, you gotta wait till next Hanukkah. We're gonna gonna be mashing in a few minutes. We have our hopper right now. We're holding 250 kilos of grain. We're gonna drop it into the mash tun with about 500-600 liters of water. Add our brewing salts to it to try to get as close to German-style water. Germans like to call this style a dunkel. And it's really malty, most of the character from this beer comes from the malt, unlike a lot of the other beers that you get it from the hop or you get it from the yeast. We're boiling in the kettle right now. We added our first hop addition. This is the second hop addition for the aroma at the end. There's a real brotherhood between all the brewers and the breweries. If anyone needs help or if there's equipment, someone's equipment's down or needs a hop, we really help each other, which is really sweet. I haven't experienced this in any other industry in the world, where we're all here for each other. We are in the Fertile Crescent here, and there's all sorts of references in the Talmud and in biblical usage of beer. Barley is one of the 7 species here in Israel. I think my biggest surprise here has been that people at lunchtime drink beer. And we've been building this market, and everyone told me there's no happy hour here, there's no happy hour here. But the Israelis are coming for happy hour. It's perfect for everyone at the end of the day and even at lunchtime, just to relax a little bit and enjoy the time. It's kosher with the 4 ingredients of barley, hops, and yeast and water. There's nothing in it that makes it unkosher. I was in Miami at FIU finishing up my degree, and I was with a buddy of mine, Benji Singer. We were sitting there smoking and drinking one night, having a great time. We dreamed up this kosher and cool concept that we call Jems. Because normally you have kosher and you have cool, and they don't really marry very often. And we figured out how to marry these two concepts. Kosher and cool for me means that all of my nation can sit under one roof. We're a little divided as a people. Sometimes we can't sit even at the same table, but at least under one roof we should be able to party together and have a good time. And so I want everybody, I want everyone together sitting under its brotherhood. I'm a people person. The beer is really just a catalyst for me to play with everybody. But it's about the people. It's always about the people. We're going to start mashing in now. And what that means, we're going to bless it too. Got to bless it, baby. For brotherhood and friendship. Ahava, v'gahava, v'achdut, and shalom, and briut. Health and peace. And all the good things in life. Beer is the perfect medicine for everybody. What we think about when we're brewing is really, really important, and just so proud to be a part of this industry here in the country. But you can smell the roasted barley in this one. It's really, really nice. Peace and love and harmony and brotherhood. Making beer. Blood, sweat, and beer, guys. Blood, sweat, and beer.